If you're an older woman in a relationship with a younger man, you've probably asked yourself this question more than once. Is he really in love with me? Or is he just enjoying something new and exciting for now? That question can sit in the back of your mind, even when things feel good, because society has spent years telling you these relationships don't last, that they're a phase, that you should brace yourself for it to end. But here's what nobody tells you. When a man truly falls for an older woman, his behavior changes in ways that are hard to fake. Not the loud, dramatic gestures you see in movies. Something quieter, steadier, and honestly, more convincing. So if you've ever wondered whether what you have is real, this is for you. Stick with me, because sign number 7 is the one most women overlook completely, and it's usually the clearest answer of all. He prioritizes emotional connection over physical attraction. Most men, especially earlier in life, tend to lead with looks and chemistry. But when a man is truly falling for an older woman, the emotional connection takes the front seat. You'll notice it in how he talks to her. Instead of focusing on appearance, he asks deeper questions. How was your day, really? What was that period of your life like? What are you passionate about now? He wants to know who she is beyond the surface, and that curiosity is a real sign he's falling. He's upfront about it, not secretive. A man who's serious won't hide the relationship from friends or family, or treat it like something to be embarrassed about. He introduces her normally. No vague explanations. No, we're just hanging out. Secrecy is usually a sign of shame or uncertainty. Openness means he's confident in what they have. He seeks her opinion on real decisions. When a man is in love with an older woman, he values her wisdom. She's not just his romantic partner. She becomes his sounding board, the person he turns to for real talk. This shows up in career moves, finances, big life choices. He asks for her take before accepting a job offer. He talks through family situations with her. That trust is a cornerstone of deep, lasting love. These first 3 signs are the easier ones to notice. But the next few are where most men either step up or fall short. Pay close attention to sign 6 especially. He matches her pace, not just her energy. Instead of pushing her to keep up with a younger lifestyle, he adapts. He's just as content with a quiet dinner and a long conversation as with anything flashier. The relationship bends to what actually works for both of them, not to outside expectations of what dating is supposed to look like. He's not threatened by her independence. Older women often have established careers, finances, and routines, and that can intimidate insecure men. But not this guy. He doesn't compete with her independence. He respects it. He won't ask why she didn't call back right away or question why she's working late again. Instead, he says things like, "I admire how dedicated you are." Encouragement, not control. That's love rooted in respect. He's willing to learn from her without feeling less of a man. One of the most powerful signs of love is humility. He doesn't act like he knows everything. He's open to her insight, her experience, her worldview, and he doesn't feel threatened by it. This might look like asking how she handles challenges, letting her take the lead in certain areas, or simply admitting when he's wrong. If he's asking for guidance not because he's lost, but because he respects her life experience, that's love without ego. Here it is, the sign I mentioned earlier, the one almost nobody talks about. He talks about the future in concrete terms. Older women don't have the patience for ambiguity, and the man who's really into her knows that. He doesn't roast, doesn't keep things vague, doesn't leave her guessing. He talks about actual plans, trips already being discussed, meeting each other's families, decisions about living together. That level of detail says he sees this as something with a future, not just a present. He embraces her full life, not just the romance. He's not just in love with the idea of her. He embraces her entire reality. That means accepting her past, whether it includes a divorce, kids, or years of being single. He doesn't shy away from her age or compare her to younger women. He steps fully into her world, her friends, her family, her routines, without treating the relationship like something temporary or hidden. He handles the age gap comments calmly. Almost every age gap couple deals with commentary, sometimes well-meaning, sometimes not. A man who's genuinely committed doesn't get defensive, distant, or embarrassed when it happens. He doesn't shrink the relationship to avoid judgment. He just stands by her, treating the comments as background noise rather than a reason to pull away. And now, the final sign. If you only remember one thing from this entire video, make it this one, because it's the one that separates real love from everything else. He shows up consistently, in the small moments. This is the one that matters most. Grand gestures are easy to fake. Showing up day after day, in the ordinary moments when no one's watching, is much harder to fake. He follows through on small promises. He's steady on the bad days, not just the good ones. He treats her well, even when there's nothing to prove and no one to impress. That consistency is the realest measure of love there is. Let's do a quick recap. When a man is genuinely in love with an older woman, he leads with emotional connection. He's open, not secretive. He values her opinion and listens with intention. He matches her pace instead of demanding she match his. He respects her independence instead of competing with it. He learns from her without letting ego get in the way. He talks about the future in real terms. He embraces her whole life, not just the romantic side. He stays steady when the world has something to say. And above all, he shows up consistently, in the small moments, not just the big ones. None of these signs are foolproof on their own, and people can fake any single one of them. But when they all show up together, and they hold up over time, that's about as close to proof as it gets. If this resonated with you, take a moment to like this video and share it with a woman in your life who needs to hear it. And if you've experienced one or all of these signs, tell me about it in the comments. I'd love to hear your story. Remember, it's never about your age. It's about how deeply he's willing to show up for you. Stay empowered, and I'll see you in the next video.